This video is brought to you by Patreon. Support Cyberborgtronic at patreon.com. Links below in the description. Welcome all cyber friends to another blast from the past. We haven't done these videos in a while, and this time we wanted to bring you a little bit of nostalgia. Kind of. And this time it's the Nintendo GameCube, or as we call it here at Cyber Headquarters, the Gaming Lunchbox, because for some reason Nintendo thought we'd be carrying this around with the handle located in the back. Also, this was Nintendo's first base disc console. It wasn't entirely, full disc, as it was using optical discs. You couldn't fit much data on one, but the advantages for gamers was that loading times were incredibly fast, and Nintendo thought that piracy on their games wouldn't be possible. Like that will never happen. This meant also that games that demanded power had to be cut down graphically and be placed onto discs. For example, Resident Evil. This was also a huge turnoff for third-party developers. So, a small console, small discs, no third-party development, what else could turn off hardcore gamers? Well, the controller, which looked like a toy straight from Toys R Us or from the Sears section. Unfortunately, everybody was wrong, because this console had one of the best controllers of all time. It was comfortable to hold in the hands, and response time in-game was really super fast. Mainly because every button was placed around the A button. So for games like Super Smash, it meant fast-paced action. As for the games, you could argue that the games at launch for the console were indeed childish. Wind Waker with its cel-shaded graphics, even though the game was highly praised and met with great success, or Super Mario Sunshine. Although things aren't always what they seem, and that can expectedly be said with Resident Evil 4. I mean, come on, an M-rated game on the GameCube? Whoa, Nintendo, I thought you guys were family and friendly. What's that, Nintendo? You released the first 3 Resident Evil games in HD for the GameCube? Oh, now you've gone too far releasing Resident Evil 0 as an exclusive for the GameCube. Think of the children, man! As for our beloved hero Samus, who wasn't seen during the N64 era, was completely reimagined for the GameCube in the Metroid Prime series. And for the first time ever, we saw the re-release of Sonic Adventure games for the GameCube. I know those Sonic games are childish, but just an important fact to point out that this time, Sega wasn't competing for Nintendo. It was Sega making games for Nintendo. Who could have thought that would ever happen? As for connectivity, to rival with the PS2 or the Xbox online capabilities, Nintendo did try to release an internet add-on, which was really terrible. Connection was bad, servers kept crashing, and etc. It was really bad. Instead, Nintendo decided they would focus more on connectivity, for example with their Game Boy Advance, and thus was created the Game Boy Player. Unfortunately, I wish I could have one, and if I could... Basically, the Game Boy Player was basically the same thing as the Super Game Boy. It's an add-on where you basically can play your Game Boy games at home. Best invention ever, by the way. In the end, the GameCube never actually needed extra fancy add-ons such as online connectivity, or being a DVD player like the PlayStation 2, or having tons of memory and trying to resemble a PC like the Xbox. It was meant to play games, and only games. And the proof lies in the GameCube's library of awesome games. Also, if you ever decide to pick one up, it's the best time to do it. They don't cost a lot of money, and so if you ever decide to pick one up, go for the GameCube. They don't cost as much, and they got a super awesome library of games that you should try. Notably these. Anyways, this has been a Cyberborgtronic review of the Nintendo GameCube Blast from the Past. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.